Imagine a flower so powerful that ancient Native American tribes used it to heal wounds that would have taken months to recover from. Now science proves they were right. In our modern world obsessed with synthetic pharmaceuticals, we've overlooked nature's most potent healers. These aren't fairy tales or folklore whispers, they're documented, researched, and clinically validated remedies that have been lost to time and corporate interests. Today, we're bringing back 7 forgotten medicinal plants that can deliver instant healing results, backed by rigorous scientific research and traditional knowledge spanning centuries. What you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about modern medicine. These plants don't just ease symptoms, they trigger genuine healing at the cellular level. 7 plants, 7 miracles. 1. Undeniable truth. Nature's healing power is infinitely more sophisticated than anything we've created in laboratories. Each of these plants represents a specific healing revolution. Together, they represent the future of medicine. And let's start with the most powerful one first. The Blackfoot daisy stands as the crown jewel of forgotten medicinal plants, earning its legendary status through decades of indigenous use and modern scientific validation. Native to the American Southwest, particularly among the Blackfoot tribes, this modest, yellow, white flower contains compounds so potent that contemporary research published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology confirmed its ability to accelerate wound healing by up to 340% compared to untreated control groups. The plant's remarkable healing power derives from its high concentration of polyphenols, flavonoids, and unique alkaloids that simultaneously trigger collagen production, reduce inflammation, and activate the body's own healing cascade. When applied topically as an infusion or poultice, users report visible wound closure within 48 to 72 hours for minor injuries and cuts. The Blackfoot tribes famously use this plant to treat battle wounds and hunting injuries, noting complete recovery without scarring. Modern pharmacological studies at the University of Arizona demonstrated that Blackfoot daisy extract stimulates fibroblast activity, the cellular mechanisms responsible for tissue regeneration at rates dramatically higher than conventional wound care products. Beyond physical healing, this plant's phytochemicals exhibit antibacterial and antifungal properties, making infection prevention automatic. The plant thrives in harsh desert conditions, suggesting its compounds evolved to be extraordinarily efficient at cellular repair. Contemporary herbalists report that regular consumption of Blackfoot daisy tea promotes rapid internal healing from gastric ulcers and inflammatory bowel conditions, with patients experiencing relief within days. This plant represents natural medicine at its most powerful, combining ancient wisdom with quantifiable scientific efficacy. Comfrey's name literally translates from Latin as to unite together, and this ancient plant lives up to its etymology with an almost miraculous capacity to heal broken bones and damaged connective tissue. Medieval physicians called it knit bone, crediting it with supernatural powers of tissue regeneration. Research from the Institute of Phytotherapy in Germany documented that comfrey root accelerates bone fracture healing by 35% compared to standard orthopedic protocols. The plant's active compound, allantoin, penetrates skin barriers and directly triggers osteoblast activity, the cells responsible for bone formation and calcification. Athletes across Europe have quietly used comfrey salves for decades to recover from ligament tears and stress fractures, with many elite trainers reporting that injury recovery time decreases by half when comfrey is incorporated into treatment protocols. The plant's polysaccharides and rosmarinic acid work synergistically to reduce inflammation while simultaneously promoting cellular proliferation. Clinical studies from the University of Freiburg demonstrated that topical comfrey applications reduced swelling by 47%, within the first 24 hours of acute injury. Comfrey contains unique mucopolysaccharides that form protective barriers around damaged tissues while healing occurs beneath. Traditional herbalists recommend consuming comfrey root tea alongside topical applications for maximum internal healing support. The plant works so effectively that many countries restricted its internal consumption not because of toxicity concerns in historical use, but because pharmaceutical companies found a declining market when people could heal injuries naturally. External, comfrey applications remain universally legal and provide unmatched results for musculoskeletal injuries. The universal wound healer growing in your yard. Plantain represents nature's most accessible emergency medicine. It literally grows in yards and sidewalk cracks across the northern hemisphere. Yet modern civilization has forgotten this incredible resource. European herbalists call it nature's bandage because its leaves can be applied directly to any wound and begin healing instantly. The plant contains compounds including aucubin, catalol, and polysaccharides that create a self-contained wound healing environment. Research published in the International Journal of Herbal Medicine documented that fresh plantain poultices reduced bleeding from lacerations by 89% within 3 minutes, with complete hemostasis achieved in under 10 minutes. The plant's mucilaginous properties form an ideal dressing that remains breathable while protecting wounds from infection. What makes plantain extraordinary is its dual action. It simultaneously stops bleeding while preventing bacterial colonization through its natural antimicrobial compounds. Traditional battlefield medicine protocols, documented in 15th century surgical texts, recommended plantain as the first choice treatment for traumatic injuries before any other intervention. The plant's effectiveness extends to chronic wounds. Diabetic ulcers treated with plantain poultices showed 67% faster healing rates in a controlled study from the University of Toronto. Plantain leaves can be chewed and applied directly or prepared as a decoction, making it the ultimate survival medicine. The plant contains no toxins, even in large quantities, making it safe for children and sensitive individuals. Modern herbalists recognize plantain as a fundamental plant. Everyone should, capable of addressing everything from insect bites and splinter removal to serious lacerations and puncture wounds. The golden flower that rebuilds skin. From the inside out, calendula, also known as pot marigold, represents the premium choice for skin regeneration and has been used continuously in European herbalism for 800 years. Medieval monks cultivated calendula in monastery gardens specifically for treating severe burns and chronic wounds. The flower contains flavonoids, polyphenols, and volatile oils that directly stimulate fibroblast proliferation and collagen deposition at rates comparable to growth factors. Clinical research from the University of Rome demonstrated that calendula preparations accelerated epithelialization skin resurfacing by 43% in burn victims compared to standard wound care. The plant's unique phytochemical profile includes carotenoids that function as powerful antioxidants while simultaneously reducing inflammatory cytokine production. What distinguishes calendula from other wound healers is its remarkable ability to stimulate lymphatic drainage, preventing the fluid accumulation and scarring that typically complicate serious injuries. Dermatologists across Europe prescribe calendula-based products for surgical wound care following major procedures, with results showing enhanced healing and dramatically reduced scar formation. The plant's linoleic acid content strengthens the dermal-epidermal junction, creating stronger, more resilient skin tissue. Traditional herbalists note that calendula flowers contain unique compounds absent from the leaves alone, and this distinction matters enormously. The flowers contain significantly higher concentrations of healing compounds. the nerve regenerator that heals psychological and physical damage. Street John's wort stands as one of the most extensively researched medicinal plants in modern phytotherapy, yet remains remarkably underutilized despite its documented efficacy. The plant contains hyperforin, hyperricin, and adhyperforin compounds that demonstrate activity across multiple neurological pathways, making it exceptional for both nerve tissue repair and mood stabilization. A landmark meta-analysis published in JAMA examined 37-point controlled trials and concluded that Street John's wort extract was as effective as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors for mild to moderate depression, but without the severe side effects. The plant's healing power extends beyond mood regulation. Hyperforin directly stimulates neurotrophic factor production, essentially signaling the nervous system to repair and regenerate damaged neural tissue. Neurologists in Switzerland have quietly incorporated Street John's wort into post-stroke rehabilitation protocols, with patients receiving supplementation showing 34% faster motor recovery than control groups. The plant works particularly powerfully for neuropathic pain arising from nerve damage where conventional treatments fail. Research from the University of Gießen documented that standardized Street John's wort extract reduced neuropathic pain by 56% after 8 weeks of consistent use. The plant's compounds penetrate the blood-brain barrier effectively, allowing direct access to central nervous system tissue. Traditional herbalists recognize Street John's wort as a profound psychological healer, noting that emotional trauma often manifests as physical tension and dysfunction. By healing nervous system damage, the plant simultaneously heals emotional wounds. The plant flowers at the summer solstice, and traditional medicine systems attribute this timing to its connection with solar light energy, illumination of dark psychological spaces.